What can I do for you, Betty?
Well, it's about these two wasted space who's put themselves up to be Prime Minister. For me, who do you choose out of the best of two evils?
Yeah.
And getting back to Boris, you might as well start with the devil you know.
Yes.
And
yesterday, I think it summed up exactly what people think about him. They might not like the way he ran the country, they might not like everything that he did, but they like the guy.
Yeah, I liked him. I mean, he was a character. He's a character.
He is a character. He is a character, and you'd much rather have a character that you can at least, get something from. I mean, Liz Truss seems to me just to be a kind of a wooden plank. There's nothing coming. There's nothing coming back.
Yeah, exactly. And do you notice she said she will cut taxes? It's like she's trying to get one over on what's his name?
Sunak.
Aye.
Yeah.
And there's nothing mentioned about immigration. Nothing mentioned about law and order. See, for me, the priority for me is immigration and getting police back on the street and getting our crime thing sorted out.
Yeah, absolutely.
The cost of living, obviously, for the man and woman in the street, the ordinary, like the working class, which I'm from anyway.
Yes.
And because these people do not live in our world.
They really don't. They don't understand it at all. And Rishi Sunak, more than most, doesn't understand it because he's so rich. But none of them really do. Betty, you make some very good points. Conservative voters, whether they are members of the party or not, care about law and order. They care about being able to feel safe in their homes and on the streets that they walk around. They care that inflation is not going to ruin them. They care that they're going to be able to afford to look after their families and heat their homes and pay for the petrol that goes in their car. They care that they can't get anywhere on a train and they can't get anywhere on a plane if they want to take a small holiday, which might cost a few quid, but they've saved up for it. They also care about immigration, massively, in a huge way. Let's talk to Joan in Blackburn. Hello, Joan.
Hello.
Hello. What can I do for you, Joan?
I'm just saying, I just said I don't know that Rishi Sunak can show his face. Never mind put him for it. Because a lot of what he's done, he's made these decisions, Johnson's given them out, and the chancellor's made all what to spend, where to go with it and what not. He's stabbed him from the word go.
Yeah.
Because I watched that, the last election when Boris stopped, because I was Labour, but I voted Johnson, I liked his ways and everything.
Yeah.
The night they were on television, him and Johnson, before, and it came out, Johnson were picked. And if you did, I can still remember Rishi Sunak's face. I said to my daughter, if he could have stabbed Johnson, he could have done it. It was proper. He was expect. He doesn't need the job. He just wants the power. That's what he wants.
Exactly.
And I would not trust him as far as I could lift him. I couldn't lift him.
No.
Honestly, he's been a right snake.
And a lot of people share your view, Joan, I think. A lot of people think Rishi Sunak is indeed a right snake. Let's talk to Richard in London. Hi, Richard.
Hello, Mike. Yeah, you were talking earlier about the NHS, weren't you? And I just think this is precisely the sort of issue where we can put these two Tory candidates on the spot.
Yes.
Because we've been talking about the problem of the NHS for 20, 30 years. And we know some really good people in the NHS. And I think you made a point earlier about, it's so hard to reform it. But, I mean, the point is, Mike, it employs about 1.5 million people. So, one of the biggest employers in the world. Yeah. So it's almost impossible to reform.
Yeah, but it's got a lot worse, hasn't it, lately?
Yes, it has got a lot. And I think it's... Obviously, the pandemic's made it worse, but now is the time for the politicians to have the guts to say there needs to be some sort of alternative. Now, if they could set up something like a high street sort of GP primary care alternative, obviously put this out to tender. And, of course, the usual people will scream about privatisation. But, Mike, if we don't reform it, if we don't have an alternative, it's no longer about reform. It can't be reformed. It's about having an alternative now. And if we don't have some sort of alternative now, we'll be having these conversations in 10, 20, 30 years' time. I just think... And it's precisely the sort of thing... Have either of these two candidates got the guts to do it? Because I doubt they have. But let's see.
I don't think they will. I mean, if the Tory party won't do it, then nobody's going to do it. But, I mean, there's no doubt that there are things that could be done, and there are things that could be done a lot quicker and a lot easier than having to reform everything and having to create all sorts of private alternatives.